The first time going live.
What is up?
What's going on? We got 2 people in the chat. Let's see if we can show the comments.
I think you have to click live chat.
Yeah, I have it on. Alright, it'll show you us comments.
Okay, stop.
And you guys get on. Alright, we're online.
We're making popcorn right now.
We're making popcorn. So
that's what that noise is.
That?
How was y'all's day? Our day's good.
It was good. Ethan, thank
How
you
was
for
your
commenting.
day?
Had a good day. Closely got her hair cut.
Yes.
Didn't
get any length off, just a little fresher.
Yeah.
Oh, it's done. You want to go grab it? All right, guys. So we are talking about dating in high school. And yeah, so we did this. What day did we?
Sunday.
Last Sunday we sat down and we had an awesome video for you guys, and it was like 30 minutes long, but then I don't know anything about computers, but something happened where we like lost everything. So yeah, we thought that we'd go live instead of making another video, so here we are. So we already have, we're already gonna say some things that were gonna be in our last video, and then just for additional things, we had you guys ask questions on Instagram, so we'll be answering some of those too.
Yeah, we can start. Yeah, if you guys have questions, you can just leave them in the chat and we can answer them as we see them.
Say hi if you're in here, because I want to know what 7 people you are.
Leave a hi or your name in the chat. We just want to know who's all with us right now. So. Otherwise, I can start with one of the questions.
Wait, you want to start with the questions?
If no one's gonna respond.
I bet, yeah, but remember we're just gonna talk about the video too.
Oh yeah.
I guess we can start with questions and then we can talk more off of those.
All right. You can pick the first.
All right, so some of these questions. Costa, love the new do. Thank you, Jenna. Hi, Sarah. What's up? All right, so some of the questions are unrelated to dating in high school, but we'll still say them. But Grace Martinson said, when do you guys want to have kids? Well,
I guess that's not really, at the end of the day, it's not our choice, it's God's timing, and he'll plan it when he does, but
if we got to pick, probably 23, 24.
Yeah, I think a few years of just us would be best. I think,
Yeah, but I don't know. That has nothing to do with dating in high school, but we'll still answer them. What is your favorite thing to do together?
I think right now it's been trying new food places.
Yeah, San Antonio has way too much food.
Yeah, since we live in a new place, it's fun to try all the spots. Literally the road we live on, you could go to all of the food places.
It would probably take us a year to finish.
Yeah, there's so much food.
We have In-N-Out Burger down the street, Raising Cane's, Popeyes.
Yeah, we're spoiled here because we did not have this stuff in La Crosse.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, our favorite thing to do together is eating. Maisie asked, how did you guys manage to stay together so long? God.
Yes.
I mean, we love each other, but
yeah,
God,
I think it is definitely just meant to be. Not all relationships obviously last long or turn into a marriage, but I don't know, for us it just felt right. Right away, we just connected really easily.
Yeah, we started off as friends for a couple months, and then we realized that we were just into each other. And I think after a month of dating, I was like, yeah, this is my husband. I just knew right away. So.
Yeah. And I think also we just enjoyed spending time together. I don't know. She was my best friend before she's my girlfriend, so that.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Molly asked, what do y'all see yourself doing career-wise in the future? Well, we're not sure yet because ultimately it's God's plan, and I think that he'll lead us down a path that may not be our plan, but for now we've just talked a lot about just traveling, whether it's around the States or around the world. We just want to travel while spreading the word of God. And Ben, he's been focusing on cameras and videos and stuff, so if you want to talk about doing that a little bit.
Yeah.
Here, we should probably stop eating. We're
sorry.
probably like
Annoying.
annoying people on video.
I would say like this season definitely, we're just kind of seeking God and just being at peace with where we're at, and like we really don't have any big plans going forward, which can be scary, but it's also been like exciting for us because it gives us the opportunity
Yeah,
to
but
dream
do you
and
want
like
to talk about like
yeah, no,
videos?
that's what I mean. Like, there's just so many different ways we could go with it. Like me and Cliff have talked about starting a business together, like for doing video work for businesses and doing like weddings and stuff like that. And we've talked about just a lot of things. But yeah, my big passion is like making videos that make an impact. So
Yeah.
that's what I hope to do.
Or just like having an organization or something like in the States for like at-risk kids. I don't know, just
Yeah, I think
I
it's,
don't know. We have a lot
like
of ideas.
we could dream all day, but I think God's gonna lead us and kind of show us what He has for us. So we're just
So again, not about dating in high school, but Molly, I hope that answered your question. Molly also asked, how is God currently using you to build His kingdom?
that's a good question.
How's He using you, Ben?
I would say right now it's just been really cool to be doing like upstream stuff.
Oh, I'm using the hubby mug.
That's
we,
alright.
We swapped.
It's just been really cool to be doing like my work has just felt so meaningful for God's kingdom right now. Just doing a lot of marketing and social media and just spreading the word about what upstream's about and sharing stories of people in Haiti and their suffering. And I think that's been the biggest thing for me is just He's been using me to hopefully show people what's happening in another part of the world that if there wasn't a outlet like social media, you wouldn't know what's going on. Like right now, the hurricane that just went through there, like, yeah, I've just been really blessed with my work. What about you?
Cute. I think for me, just like since we've been in San Antonio, I think God has just like purposefully like placed a couple people in my life, and they don't know the Lord, and I don't like try to like talk about it or like force it on them, but just since like hanging around with them, I've just like every day that I like see them or whatever, like in my head I just like pray for them, and I've just seen like God at work because randomly like they'll just like ask me questions about like what Christianity is and like who my God is and like how I worship and stuff. So like that's just been pretty cool, like to see like prayers that I'm just saying in my head like are coming to light. And yeah, so I think right now for God's kingdom, it's just that I'm like pouring into people without them even knowing I'm pouring into them.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Pickle burgers. What's your favorite Haitian food?
Soup jumu.
Soup jumu.
Or
bouillon.
Bouillon's good, or Jeanette's chicken drummies and rice.
I love sauce pas noir. That's my favorite. Okay, so Happy Camper asked, any advice for long distance relationships?
I think Caleb Butler asked that too. Yeah. So like 2 people asked any advice for long distance relationships. Oh, someone else mentioned this.
It's okay, we can read it later.
That's a good question. So we didn't ever really have to do long distance relationships,
except only for like a couple months.
Yeah, for a couple of months when Calista was in Haiti and I was in Wisconsin. And
do you have anything to say?
Yeah, I would just say finding ways to still like be interactive with them is huge.
Yeah, I think like making it a priority. Like I know we don't really have much experience with this, but my sister Ayana, her and her husband, he lived in Iowa and she lived in Wisconsin, and I just saw them always like make it a priority to like call each other at nighttime. And I think also like some advice with long distance relationships is like have good communication up front about like how you kind of want it to look, because like I think if we did have long distance, like I feel like I'm a lot more like I'd like to like hear from him a bunch, like see what he's doing throughout the day, like.
And everyone's different.
And everyone's different. Like say there is one person that like is hoping for lots of communication, like lots of like texting through the day, like calls and stuff. But then the other person is just like I'm okay with just calling them at nighttime, and like that's kind of good. So I think if you have communication up front, because I know that me and Ben, like the 3 months that I lived in Haiti, like we did good. Like we definitely missed each other a lot, but we like got in a couple like weird situations where I like kind of got mad at him about some things, but I think it's only because I didn't like communicate to him.
And like, it was something we like had not been used to at all. Yeah,
but I'm sure these people like probably aren't used to it either. But yeah, I had something else to say.
I would say try to be creative with how you talk, because it could just get like annoying that all you can do is like FaceTime them. So try to find fun ways to still be interactive and make things fun. Because yeah, I can't imagine. I think long distance relationships would be really hard.
Yeah, long distance would be so hard. Especially like if you're like a physical touch person, like you just love to snuggle up to your boob, then
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe long distance isn't for you, but I don't know.
I think you gotta, yeah, if it's the right person, it would be worth it.
Yeah, and like, yeah, definitely just have good communication, because say like you don't talk and like you just start in a long distance relationship, and say like he or she like goes and hangs out with like a group of friends of like the opposite sex, and you like you're kind of like bothered by that because you're just like, why are they hanging out with like those guys or those girls? So just have those conversations up front.
Right.
So yeah, hopefully that's good advice. I don't know. Emily asked, did you ever get criticized for dating in high school, like being too young, or other criticism? I would say like we didn't get criticized for being too young, because I think like a lot of people date in high school, and like everyone's dating in high school, so we didn't get criticized for that. But we for sure got criticized for like how much we were into each other. Like I think it was like really apparent to people that we were like super into each other. Like we talked about like wanting to get married right away. So like in that aspect, people were like, you guys are too young. Like, what do you mean you want to get married? But
yeah, I think there's always gonna be people that are gonna be against what you're doing. But I think it's just important not to like listen to those people, because at the end of the day, they're not living your life, you are. So it's like, just be happy and be you. I don't know, the more you listen to those outside people, the more it's just gonna bring you down, and no matter what you do, people are gonna say something about it. So I would just say,
yeah, and I think for us, I think it is really important to like have other friends and like have that good community, and like make sure to not just only hang out with your boyfriend or girlfriend. Like I think like hanging out with friends is good, but like in our case, we didn't really have lots of Christian friends, and we didn't always agree with like their life choices. So when it came to like weekends and stuff after school, we did always hang out with each other like literally every weekend, because we didn't want to hang out with the friends that were doing stuff that, you know, we didn't want to do. So we got like, yeah, we definitely were always like, oh my gosh, why are you always with Callisto? Like, what about the bros? And I always got like, what about the girls? But yeah, I think that's just like one thing that maybe like was something that we didn't do too well at, was just like building ourselves a good Christian community.
Just finding good community.
Like we have a lot of friends. We have a lot of friends that are like older than us, like in their 20s, 30s, but we didn't like have any high school friends.
Yeah, let's read that comment. Oops.
I don't know how to look at them.
Ethan said,
do you have any advice for me, because I'm wanting to give up on relationships altogether, because I have been cheated on in every relationship that I've been in. I'm not in high school.
Ethan, you
left a question for us.
Yeah, we were gonna get to yours anyway, but we'll just answer it now.
Wait, how do you get out of it?
It'll go away. I think.
Yeah, I have some stuff to say about this.
Yeah, if let's take a start, I can go off you.
Do you know what you want to say?
No, you go first.
Okay, so I was just, I guess like one of my questions to you would be, do you stay in those relationships? Like, once you like found out that they like cheated on you, do you like try to continue the relationship? And yeah, I don't know if you're still on here, just like answer that on here. But yeah, I would just say like set up boundaries for yourself. Like you just need to really guard your heart. I think that society is like two different ways. Like you have the people that tell you, like if you tell your girlfriend that they can't talk to any other boys, then you're controlling. And then you also have a group of people that's like, wait, you let them talk to other girls? Like that's so weird, like that's so dumb, you shouldn't do that, like you can't trust them. And I think like you just have to find out what works for you. I know for us, so I guess like before I met Ben, I had like a lot of guy friends, and none of them I get out of them as soon as I can, because I didn't want my heart to get damaged emotionally. But okay, good.
Yeah,
okay, but what I was saying is I talked to like some guys before Ben, never like anything serious, but I just like realized that they were like, I just realized their motives by like talking to them, and I also knew that they were talking to like 50 other girls besides me. So like I feel like that's just kind of like a warning sign is like if that guy like talks to a lot of girls and you kind of like know how you talk to them.
Right.
And just like flip this, because like you're a guy asking about a girl, but I'm a girl talking about a guy. But yeah, and then when I started talking to Ben, like totally different story, but he was only talking to like a few girls that were just like close girlfriends, and like I didn't see it as anything like I didn't see it as a negative because we were just talking as friends. So like friends can have other friends, like it's fine. I was talking to other guys at the time. But once we started dating and we got more serious with each other, just read them afterwards or we'll get confused. Once we got more serious with each other, we just stopped talking to the opposite sex. Like I just realized like these other boys that I'm talking to, like they're not really important anymore. Like yeah, they're like good friends, but also like I'm into Ben and like I'm trying to put my time and energy into him. And I didn't see what the benefit was of like talking to other guys, especially because like some of those other guys would like try to flirt with me, and I'm like, this is awkward. Like I don't really know how to balance like the flirty guy friend and like I have a boyfriend now. So yeah, right. He stopped talking to girls, I stopped talking to guys. But we also have that trust that like if a guy were to just read them after.
No, that's him responding to
Oh. I feel like for me I'm too nice and I don't pick up on those warning signs and easily
Yeah,
you just like see the good in other. Let me finish what I was saying.
Okay.
But I forgot because you interrupted me. It's okay. It's all good.
So what I would say to that is I would agree, like I'm kind of with you on that. I think I'm a little bit more nice, so I wouldn't be as good with those warning signs. But I think before you get into another relationship again, you should really just spend some time like seeking and trying to find what you want in a relationship and kind of set your own priorities and like have those in mind before you go into a relationship, because then when you do,
just start off slow. Like don't dive into anything too fast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but like what I was saying is like we don't talk to the opposite sex, but if like one of his old friends that's a girl like messages him and is like, hi, what's up, like I don't see it as a threat because like I trust him. And I mean this like before we were married too, like when we were dating and this happened, like, and he didn't see it as a threat either. And I think if you're super like super duper like extra open about it, like anytime a guy would snap me or like DM me, I'd be like, hey Ben, like this guy messaged me, I'm just gonna message him back. And then there's no like awkwardness like later that night if I'm on my phone and he's like, why did that guy text you? But then if I was just like overly honest like right away, then there's not gonna be that like weird distrust or weird conversation, like, because then obviously like if he were to be like, why did he message you, you're just like gonna instantly feel guilty because like it's a negative thing. Right. So yeah, I would just say like first of all I'm just like so sorry, like no one deserves to be cheated on, like that's just it's like that's just super super sad and I'm so sorry for that. But yeah, just like going into your next relationship, just like try to be friends with the person first. And I think like my advice is if you're like into a person and you're serious and you're truly like dating to get married, not like dating to like get your heart broken, like if you're actually like dating to get married, then you want to find someone that like has that same idea with you and takes the relationship as serious as you do. Right. And that's why communication is just so important. Mm-hmm. So if that girl, like if you tell her like, hey, like I'm not super comfortable with you like snapping or texting all these guys, and she says like, sorry, I'm allowed to have guy friends, then that's up to you to either be okay with her having guy friends, or you can be totally not okay with that and you're just like, hey, sorry, like this isn't gonna work for me, because if you can't take me as serious as I'm gonna take you, then like it's really not gonna work out. Yeah. And that's why it's important to be friends first, because then you don't date for 5 months and then find out that she doesn't want to stop talking to guys. You find it out up front.
Yeah, I think so often we get into relationships and we go too fast into them. But I think it's important to like just start by being friends and seeing how compatible you are with each other, and if you think it's actually going to work as a relationship, because it's better to find out early that you guys aren't going to work well together than to find out down the road, oh wow, we didn't talk about this, but dang, we can't really work well on this subject, and then you get your heart broken. Like it's the same way with marriage too. Like it was so special for Calista and I to have spent time like living under the same roof for a while, because we got to like know each other's habits and just learn more about each other in a way that we wouldn't if we weren't like living under the same house as each other.
Well, we don't want to encourage people living together before
I
they're
know,
married.
but so yeah.
We'd have to explain our circumstance.
Like our circumstance was we were living in Haiti,
yeah,
serving,
like he was doing
and
missions
I'm living,
with me.
and I'm sleeping in a room with her brothers.
You need to be careful.
Well, you know what I mean.
He did not live with me. Like we did not. Yeah, no. I don't encourage boyfriend girlfriend living together. But if you want to know about that, we can share that another time.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. So yeah, if you want us to like speak on anything more about that, you can just.
I guess what I was trying to get at was just get to know the person before you get too deep into a relationship, because that'll save you from
How do you
heartache.
look at them? I don't understand. Okay, any advice on how to start loving yourself and your body? Oh jeez.
Close to you wanna
Not oh geez to you, just oh geez because it's something that I struggle with too. Yeah, I think that it is really important to work on like self-love and loving your body, because there's like this verse in the Bible that talks about like a person that loves themselves is like good at loving others. So yeah, I think Sydney, I've talked to you about this a little bit. I think we used to snap a little bit about it, but yeah, I've always struggled with body image issues. Like it's been something that I've struggled with since like 5th grade. So yeah, I'm still working on it. I'm better, but like not the best. But I think that it is really important to try to figure out like an outlet for you to learn how to love yourself. I think I've like talked to a couple therapists, and like personally for me, it didn't like work out super well, but I did like get good nuggets from them that I like hold on to. And I would just say, yeah, like figure out ways to like help yourself, because I've definitely seen in our relationship like days where I'm like feeling terrible and like feeling fat and ugly, like then it like reflects like how I talk to Ben, and there's like days where I say like really hurtful things to him, and I'm like, I'm sorry, like I said that because like I think that about myself and I'm just like hurting right now. So yeah, like my advice, I don't know, me and Ben, like I think God was just really at work with us. So like a lot of my own advice like doesn't always apply to our relationship. Like I think it's really important to try to love yourself before like jumping into a relationship. But for me, like Ben helped me love myself more. So like I don't know, he's just been super healthy like in that way. So yeah, I don't know.
I don't want to speak too much into you, but I think when Callista's had good community around her with people that have struggled with the same things and understand her situation, she's also done better. Like when she can talk to someone who understands what she's going through, I think that helps her too.
Yeah,
So try to find
talking to people that like relate, and I mean like people that like actually relate, because I think a lot of girls are insecure. Like at school, like you'll just hear girls throw around like I'm so fat, like I'm ugly, like blah 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 blah, and like some of it's just like minor insecurities and just like kind of saying something to say something, where there's also people that like struggle with like full on like eating disorders, whether it's like bulimia or anorexia. So yeah, I'd say like whatever like you kind of like, I don't know, I don't want to say category, like I don't want to say what category you fit in, but like whatever your struggles are, like have a community that shares the same struggles with you, so that you can like talk about them and relate to them, because it's not really going to help you to talk to your super skinny friend that just like says silly things to say silly things. I don't know.
Let's see if I can find another question.
We also have more on our phone.
See, when I'm friends with that person,
they don't show that kind of stuff until I'm in the relationship with them, and when we start dating, they show it where they hide their phone and aren't in front.
I mean, I think you just gotta find people that you can trust. I don't know, that's hard. If people are sneaky, that's just like dangerous. And I don't know, Ethan.
I don't know like what kind of girls you're going for.
And,
like I don't know if you're like the nice guy that like goes for those like girls that like try to negatively like beat you down with words, or like if you actually like pursue nice girls. But if you don't pursue nice girls, because they're not all bad.
Yeah, and I don't know if you're trying to follow Jesus at all, Ethan, but
Pray about it for sure.
Pray about it, and I think God's gonna be good.
What did she say?
To seek that.
Yes, it's literally the worst when my skinnier friends are like, ugh, I'm so fat right next to him. Like, WTF does that make me feel? Yeah, I totally understand that. Yeah, we can totally, like, if you have any other questions, you can message me privately and I can speak a lot more on it. But I'm definitely, like, don't have the best advice because I'm still struggling with it myself. But
do you want to answer that one?
not really. Sorry, guys. It's just not related to dating in high school, so I don't want to go on a totally different spiel.
Okay.
Okay, let's look at more questions on here.
Continue to leave us questions. We can continue to answer your guys' questions. Let us know.
Okay. How do you keep each other so happy? Courtney asks. How do I keep you happy, Beth?
Well, I think you really, I don't know if people know, it's pretty popular, this like love language survey quiz thing you can do.
That's such a goof.
That's been like a really good thing for us, is kind of getting to know the person and know what makes them happy and what makes them feel special. Calista is definitely physical touch. She loves always snuggling and sitting by me and stuff like that. And then
yours are words of affirmation.
So she's always telling me how sexy I am.
Yeah, but how do I keep you happy?
What do you mean?
Like, what do I do that keeps you happy? Like, that's her question. What do we do to keep each other happy?
I don't know. I think...
You don't know?
No. I just think Calista's always made me happy. And she's just, by her presence, she makes me happy. She's just been such a good friend. She's just always been so loving to me. So, I don't know. You got to find the right person that just makes you happy genuinely without doing anything. And then all the other things are just perks, like her cooking bomb food and her telling me nice things. Like, those are just perks, but who she is just makes me happy.
Same with Benji. He's the sweetest soul. He's really good at building me up with words, so that's been super huge. Kenzie asks, what if I like someone but they don't really believe in God, but I do?
That's a good question. So that was one of the things we answered in the video we shot, but then I lost all the footage. So
I'm so sad because
it was a good video,
it was a good
and
video.
then I lost all the footage.
It's okay.
But what we kind of spoke on was, for us, I wasn't a Christian when Calista started dating me, so.
Yeah, but my personal advice is, if you really are, like, I don't know, it worked out for us, but like my personal advice wouldn't be like, go seek people that have different beliefs than you and hope that it works out. But yeah,
I don't know. I think like God can redeem and like bring someone to Christ, but you have to kind of read it well and see if that person's actually interested. Like,
I think we keep going back to like not rushing into a relationship and like just being friends with someone. And I think if you are friends with the person that you're interested in, you're gonna be able to kind of like feel them out. Like when I talk about God or Jesus, do they like shut it down and they're like, or are they kind of like, oh, like I want to know more? Whereas Ben, he wasn't a Christian, but whenever I like brought it up, or like invited him to church, asked him to do a Bible study with me, like never forced anything on him ever. Like I would just casually bring stuff up. He was always like, yeah, like I want to learn more, like I want to do that. So that was like what was a good like flag for me. A red flag would be like if he's like, ooh, like Jesus, then I would have been like, okay, bye, Ben, because
like you just,
Jesus should be number one.
Definitely. Yeah, and I think you can tell in the person if it's genuine, like they're actually seeking. Like God was working on my heart before Calista, but I didn't even know it yet. And her bringing me to church and doing these things were things that like sparked my interest even more. And I think it's just super countercultural to want to date for marriage right now. Like everything's just so instantaneous, like these apps like Tinder and just how people are dating now. It's like,
I guess it depends on how you want to date.
Like some of our advice is not very like popular right now, but if you like do want to live a life for Jesus and you want your relationship to glorify him, then you want to do it in a way that's, I don't know. Yeah,
so like if you believe in God and like you actually have a relationship with him and like you're living out a life for Jesus, and you like this guy and you know that like he's not into the same thing as you, I would just kind of like if you're wanting to date to get married, then it's probably pretty important that you ask him like how he feels about all of that.
And be upfront with how you feel.
Yeah, be upfront about how you feel. So
yeah,
I hope that like answers your question. How long have you guys known each other?
We've known each other.
We'll be dating 3 years in October. So we've known each other for like
over 3 years now.
Well, I mean, we've known each other.
We've known of each other.
We've known of each other. Like, we went to middle school together. He was 1 grade above me.
Yeah,
but we didn't start talking till my sophomore year of high school and his
in the summer. So about kind of now,
yeah,
basically 3 years ago. There was another question. How do I build a relationship with someone or a man when you do not know how to show it because of bad relationships with my family? The reason why I'm asking this question is because I don't know. Oops. Sorry. The reason I don't ask this question is because I don't have a good relationship with my... Okay.
I guess I don't really understand.
She's saying, like, how do I have a good relationship when I haven't, had good relationships in my house to show me how to have a good relationship? Bad relationships with mom or
Is that what you mean? Like, you haven't really been modeled, like, what a good relationship looks like?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you've come to the right place. Like, that's what we're just trying to do here is, be an outlet for some of that advice and, what a good, healthy relationship looks like.
Yeah, I would say seek good counsel, seek people that are wise and have relationships that you want to have, and talk to them and just see what has worked for them and the advice they have.
Yeah, so I know that's what we're just hoping to do is just tell you guys what kind of worked for us.
And that's what we did when we were engaged. The pastor that married us gave us premarital counseling where we went and talked with him and his wife every week up until we were married and then he talked about things that worked for him and advice he had for us, so that was huge for us.
How are you guys able to do missionary? I think you mean missions. Okay. How are you guys able to do missions in Haiti if you don't speak Creole? Just low-key curious. So I mean, I know a lot of Creole, not fluent, but I know a lot. I know a lot of the basics, so I actually get by really well there.
We also
Ben always comes with me, so.
And it's not we're the head missionaries there.
Yeah, we.
The way Upstream is laid out is to empower local people to do work in their home.
So most of the people doing the work are Haitians that speak the language.
Right. Yeah, we don't want to be the white person to come in and try to do things our way, whereas Upstream it wants to empower people that are already in Haiti to do ministry and do work that they see that their country needs.
And also, I never go anywhere by myself. They're always with my dad, and he knows a ton of Creole, so.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
And right now we're not even in Haiti. So.
Yeah, we're not even in Haiti. I don't know. We made a video on why we're not there and stuff.
Okay, but Brittany said yes to us so I was right. She doesn't have family that emulate good relationships.
Yeah, I would definitely say that is probably hard.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's just seeking out good couples that you look up to and see that they have a good relationship is huge. Like I said, our premarital counseling was huge because we got.
Yeah, but that's for marriage, not really dating.
But you can still find ways to do that whatever place you're in.
Okay, what are your favorite dates that you've been on? Have we answered that one? I don't think so.
No, we didn't.
We always have a bomb time when we go to fancy restaurants.
Yes, but we've had some cool dates too. I'm trying to think. I don't know. Some of our dates in Haiti were cool, things we got to do there. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Go to the mountains, drink some
waterfalls.
Passion fruit juice.
Yeah.
I don't know. Drew said still waiting for when we're going hunting.
Unrelated. Did anyone else want to ask questions? If so, let us know now.
I think we've answered most of them except for that one.
Yeah. What else can we talk about? I know we had a lot of topics.
Yeah, it kind of stinks that we lost our video because we talked on a lot of stuff more specifically, but.
Oh, I guess one point I would bring up is if you are a Christian and that you're seeking like God, then singleness isn't a bad season either. Like I think that God can use that time in many ways, and not all people are even called to be married. Like God has different plans for them. But if you want to be in a relationship,
You're
just
welcome.
um, if you want to be in a relationship, use your time when you're single to prepare yourself when you are gonna be in a relationship. Like
Yeah.
if I was a Christian before I met Callista, I would have used my time as a single person to pray and just ask God for wisdom and just ask that He would place someone amazing in my life. And I would just be continually pouring into my relationship with Jesus, because ultimately, if your relationship with Jesus is good, that's going to pour into every other relationship in your life.
Prayer is super important. I mean, prayer brought me this guy, so it's got to be pretty important, right?
Yeah.
But I was a Christian before I met Ben. If you watched our testimonies,
Link that video below.
I don't know if we can with the live stream, but
After, yeah.
but yeah, I definitely, when I was younger, middle school, high school, all of it up until meeting Ben, I just prayed that I'd find a great guy and more specific in-depth qualities. But like Ben literally is like everything that I prayed for. Literally, I prayed that I'd find a guy with brown hair and blue eyes. Like I did like in-depth things. I'm just telling you some superficial things that came true too. But I asked for a guy with brown hair and blue eyes and a guy that could sing. Ben is like the worst singer ever, but he sings all the time. So I should have been a little bit more specific on good singer.
I can't be perfect.
I just said singer. So, but yeah, no, definitely like prayers, not just about brown hair and blue eyes, but just like that he'd have a crazy heart for God. And Ben literally has like a crazy heart for God. So it's just like crazy that I met him and he wasn't a Christian, and somehow I dated him even though he wasn't a Christian.
Yeah.
So unlike me to do that, but yeah, I don't know.
It still shows God was in it.
Yeah, definitely. I think prayers are really important. So just like equip yourself before you're in a relationship and while you're in a relationship, because when we were dating, I still continued to pray. I prayed that he'd find Jesus without me having to like.
Yeah, you never want to stop praying.
Yeah, you never want to stop praying, just to keep praying. And yeah.
And then I guess other advice for people that are dating already in high school, I think just continue to pour into that person and pour into your relationship with God, because like I said, that will overflow into any other relationship. How can I have a better relationship with God? Yes, my faith is very strong, but how can I see God in my relationship when I haven't seen them in a healthy way?
I would just say like stuff that we've talked about, like just pray about your next relationships. Pray that.
No, she asked, how can I have a strong relationship with God?
Yeah, but she said because she hasn't seen them in her relationship in a healthy way. Like I would just pray to see it in a healthy way.
Yeah, and I would say like
get connected
to a church if you're not already, and just find some really good people that are really good community around you that show their love for you, because ultimately like people that are Christians are supposed to love. So if you don't have people that are around you that are loving you, then you need to find people that are pouring into you, loving you, and just kind of continuing to like grow your faith. Like I've noticed when I have had people around me building me up, that's when my faith grows strongest. But when I'm alone, it can wear you out, and it's harder to grow in your relationship with God. Like we as believers are called to build each other up in the Bible, it says. So I would say surround yourself with good community.
All right, so if you guys have made it this far, ready for the juicy question. Okay, did you guys wait till marriage to have sex? Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
We talked about this, we kind of talked about this a bunch in our video that we were going to have posted for you guys. And that is one thing that we're like just really proud of, that we did do good in our relationship. So yeah,
And I think
and not only
we can be proud of it, but it was also God, because obviously if you like someone and you're attracted to them, it's not easy. So like praying to God and asking for like strength and like self-control even is just helped us. And
and not only did we wait to have sex, we waited like for everything. Like we still kissed and stuff, but I don't know.
But yeah,
we're super proud about that.
I think there's like, it might just seem like it's a rule in the Bible and it doesn't make sense, but really like a lot goes on when you engage in that with someone, because like it's not just a physical act, it's actually spiritual as well.
Yeah. Like I've had a lot of people that are just like, wow, that's so cool. Like that's so cool that you waited. But I've also had a lot of people that like have made fun of me. Like you're so silly for like waiting. Like
Yeah.
that's just like such a silly rule. But it's like it's not about really the rule for me. It's like God placed it. God placed marriage outside. He placed sex outside of marriage.
Inside of marriage.
Outside of marriage. He placed sex outside of marriage as a sin.
Oh, okay.
That's where I was going with it. It's a sin because of everything that comes along with it. Not just that sex is a beautiful thing. Sex is not supposed to be something that's shamed. I think in the church that it kind of is sometimes. Mm-hmm. But it's actually a beautiful thing. Like, yeah, I don't know. But I lost my track.
Well,
I lost my track because Cash always cuts me off.
One thing you always say to people is, you don't want to be thinking of...
Yeah, I know, but you just threw me off my track.
Sorry.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
At the end of the day, I know what she's gonna say. At the end of the day, do you want to be laying in bed next to your husband and wife and think about like the people that you've been with before them, or do you want to like realize, wow, this is something that's special for us, and I don't want to be thinking about those things. Yeah.
And me and Ben are really lucky to have. He's my first boyfriend. I'm his first girlfriend, and now we're married. But I just like, if it wouldn't have worked out this way that I married Ben, and I would have like had sex with him before marriage, I would have another boyfriend in the future and possibly marry him, and I'd go to bed next to him, and I would just be still thinking that I did it with someone else. And from like a young age, I just had that realization that I just didn't want to be that person. And growing up in a church, I heard a lot of testimonies about men and women that like gave themselves away before marriage, and like how that just kind of like set the course of their life kind of wrong and just kind of like spun them. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
that answers that.
So yeah, we saved ourselves.
Any other questions you guys have? Let's see. All right, we'll give you a minute. If not, it's been 42 minutes, so that's pretty good. That went by fast.
Yeah.
It's crazy when you go live how fast things go. Hope you guys enjoyed your time. Leave a like. Subscribe.
I don't know what ton of you guys hung out with us this whole time, but thank you.
It looks like 10 people are still on.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's cool.
Thank you for your input. It was very helpful.
Thank you for tuning in, Brittany.
I'm glad it helped.
Yeah.
I pray just for you that God will put people in your life to show you what healthy relationships look like. I pray that like the next person that you find that just that they're just good for you, and that they model a good healthy relationship for you to be in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're grateful just to be able to share our input and help people that are in different points of life that compared to us. Like, yeah, if we can just help one person, that's awesome.
I think another thing that we talked about in our video kind of went with just boundaries that we set up for each other, like when we were dating, that we didn't really talk about. Something that really worked for us is just like how close we got to each other's families.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Like
we didn't talk about that yet.
Ben's like a brother to all my siblings. Like before, I mean now brother-in-law, yes, but when we were just dating, like he was like a brother to them, brother to my sister, and I loved Ben's family like right from the beginning. And it wasn't a relationship like most typical high school relationships where the girl or boy gets sneaked into the house really quick, goes to the bedroom, and then like leaves and like never says hi to the parents. Like we were just always super intentional like with each other's families. Thank you both for the Q&A, of course. But yeah, we never hung out in each other's bedroom. Like we just like didn't do that. We just like watched TV out in the open, like with his family. Yeah. And yeah, like obviously it's important to have like privacy and stuff, but like we got that when we'd like go for drives together or like go on dates. Like we didn't need to have privacy in the bedroom because nothing really good happens when you have privacy in the bedroom if you're trying to live a life for God.
And the other thing too, like with building a relationship with a family, like if you're dating to marry someone, then you want to have a good relationship with the family, because those are people that they're gonna be
your in-laws.
Yeah, and you're gonna spend the rest of your life with them. So if you you want to have a girlfriend or boyfriend whose family you also like and enjoy, if you can possible, if it's possible.
Can you both keep me in your prayers? And yes, I do have a church to connect to. Thanks again. Of course,
We will keep you in our prayers. And yeah, I would just say continue to pour into that church and pour into people that can also build you up as well.
And Ethan, if you're still on here, we're praying for you.
Yeah.
I just pray that you find a relationship that's not toxic, and I just pray that the girl just treats you good and that you don't have to go through that. Have a great rest of y'all's night. Thank you, you too.
Yeah, thank you.
And Sydney, I love you, girl. I'm praying for you. I pray that you can just see that you're beautiful and God fearfully and wonderfully made you. And I know that that's a big struggle in our society. I'm right there with you, but you just gotta keep moving forward.
Yes.
All right.
Anything else you have?
No.
Sweet. Well, thank you guys for joining us on this fine Friday night.
I think we're gonna post this to our page. Yeah, I'm not sure yet if we want to or not. But
and if you guys did enjoy this, I would just say leave a comment and let us know if you want us to do this again. We can do a different topic, talk about something else if you want. But yeah, we had fun doing this. It went by quick, so that means it was fun. So.
All right. Bye bye.
Peace out.